your backstory is overcoming challenges with the educational system early on. And so it kind of forced you to find a unique path through the trades and technology. And through that, you were able to, bring a fresh perspective into entrepreneurship. You started a landscaping company, starting your father's landscaping company, rose the ranks, ignited a passion, and at 26, co-founded Landscapers by Nature with your business partner and long-term partner, Michelle. Today, you lead a team of over 50 professionals specializing exclusively in lawn maintenance and snow removal. And the story continues that, you built this business that really helps landscapers kind of do the best they possibly can. But here's where I want to start. So I'm dyslexic. I in school, it was like the teacher said one thing, I heard something completely
Sure.
different. It was like they didn't teach to me, they taught to the middle, and I fell below, but nobody knew, nobody talked about. I mean, I'm 52 years old. Nobody was talking about learning disabilities. You were either and so you were either kind of in like a certain room where they had, kids that were way below the line, or you just kind of fell in with everybody else from a scholastic standpoint.
Right.
And so I, like you, was forced to kind of like think differently and figure things out differently in my own way. And so I kind of want to start there. So I've always viewed it as, and I just want to say this, I didn't know I was dyslexic until I was 30 years old. I got myself tested, and that's how I figured it out, because I felt like my brain wasn't working like it should. And I always felt, even before I could, call it that it was kind of a gift, because I was able to see things that other people couldn't see. And as a business coach, I can see and hear things that people can't see, because I've had to kind of tune my brain that way. Right? And so I want to know the benefits of your educational challenges.
The benefits of it. That's a great question. I mean, I was always the kid in school, kind of looking out the window, never getting my homework done, wondering when I could just, through high school and late junior high, wondering when I could just kind of get started. Like I wanted to just get out in the world and make my own way. And I was thinking that way pretty early on. So I think that, they call it, you're just daydreaming in class and not getting anything done because I'm not interested in what they're asking me to do. And I'm just kind of, I was kind of wondering, I guess, wondering what I could just do on my own with my life. And I was never, I never felt stupid in school or anything like that. I just felt like it wasn't for me. Yeah.
I would always study for literally in college, I was be studying for 8-10 hours a day, and just to get a C, maybe a B,
I didn't get good grades, but I just didn't enjoy it at all. And I got into some work experience through high school, and I started doing computer sales, and then I went into furniture sales. I was a mattress salesman, pure commission.
Nice.
So it was like a, kind of a write your own paycheck type environment. Yeah. And I loved it. It was, it's not starting your own business at that point, but it is still a bit of a, foot in the door to it.
What'd you learn about sales in that role?
I think that it's really about, I learned that it's a lot about relationship building. So as a mattress salesman in a mattress store, there's not that many customers day to day. You might work on Saturday, the busiest day of the week, and you get to talk to 5 or 6 in an 8-hour shift. So you really have to, just build a relationship with someone and demonstrate value in different ways than just the price of the thing.
Yeah.
And those were my best customers. So I did that for a few years, and then transitioned into working with my dad's landscaping company.
Very good. So what'd you learn on the job that you wish someone would have taught you in school?
I wish that I learned more about money and finance in school. I would say I just, was at a very very base level, but I learned in the furniture sales job, we tracked our numbers, we tracked our margins, and we had goals to hit. And I was 17 to 19 years old when I was working there, so learning those things at that age, prior to getting into my own business, was really valuable.
Yeah. So owning your own business now, so you start your business. How did you set the foundation? How did you set the foundation? Because what you said earlier is I kind of was in school waiting to just kind of get started on my own. So what did you do intuitively, from the art side, and what did you do from the science side to set up your business?
So I mentioned I worked with my dad's company for about 8 years, until I was about 26, 27. And, I got to really learn how to run a business. My dad gave me a lot of trust, so I made a lot of mistakes and had a lot of learnings along the way in someone else's business before starting my own. And when I started mine, I was more interested in the business side of it than the trade, which I think is kind of rare. I think most business owners start as the tradesperson and they just go on their own. And I was really interested in maintenance, because you get to, the more efficient that you can work, you charge a flat rate every month, and the more efficient you can work, the tighter your routes are, the more productivity you can get out of your equipment, the more money you make. And it's just this really interesting puzzle when you dig into it. And that's what I was really attracted to, was the puzzle of that and just dialing it in. To this day, I don't have the best plant ID or anything like that. Our staff are much better at that than I am, but I just love the business of it, and the recurring nature of it. And that's what attracted me to doing it.
It's great. And so I just want to kind of talk about your dad for a minute. It sounds like you worked with him for a handful of years. Gave you a lot of, probably better schooling, for, kind of how your brain works. I think how my brain works too. What were some of the key things that he taught you? I know you mentioned a couple, but what are some of the other kind of key things he taught you just about sales and management and leadership and things of that nature?
So his business was very basic. When we started it, we only had a few employees, and we grew it out of his garage into our first shop that we leased. And I got to learn a lot through being trusted as we grew it together. So him and I were, growing it at the same level. It's not like I came into a business with 40 employees and now there was this long track record of things for him to teach me in a large business. So we got to learn a lot. He's very strong at like big relationships, municipal contracts with the city and so on. So he taught me a lot about just customer service and, keeping your word and these types of fundamentals.
Yeah. Let's talk about the trades. We're seeing a lot of people right now who are graduating high school. They're either looking at, maybe they have learning disabilities like we're talking about, where they think college may be just, too challenging and not teaching to kind of the DNA of who they are. But also there's a lot of people who are just really, really talented who also just can't afford to go to college.
Sure.
And so the trades is something where, if you look at AI, the trades are kind of an area where AI can't really get into as easily. And so just talk a little bit about the trades, path, the journey, because I think it's an amazing path for so many people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's great money in the trades. There's tons of opportunities, and it's very rewarding. Going into, I've seen, so my life partner and business partner, Michelle, she's a chartered accountant. She went into the corporate world, and we have friends in that world, and I've seen quite a few of them, jump ship and start trades businesses. One started a pressure washing business, and people starting various trades businesses because they just don't like that life in the end.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the trades, you're actually doing something. You're not just moving numbers around on a spreadsheet or that kind of thing. And I think that can be a lot more rewarding. So I would never steer away from it. The trades are desperate for like middle management, type people that are making great salaries, and all levels really. There's a ton of opportunity.
So I know you have a podcast. It's called The Beer Garden. You got a guy that you do it with, and you share insights from your entrepreneurial journey and connecting with others on trades. I'm a big fan of podcasts and, the importance of them. How has the podcast kind of grown you? How has it helped you grow your business, grow your brand, et cetera?
Yeah, we're pretty early on with it. It's been a lot of fun. So Jason Hoke is the co-host there, and he owns a landscape business in Denver. We met through a peer group, and a business coaching group that we've both been in for years. And, we were just always talking about business and the things we're struggling with. And one day we just decided, hey, let's turn the camera on. And I think some of these things are things other people are likely struggling with.
Yeah.
It's just, it's helped with speaking. It's helped with getting, I guess it's really helped add another purpose into my life. It's nice to be able to kind of act like a bit of a lighthouse for people to come and listen to what I have to say if they feel it could be helpful. And I really like helping, smaller businesses, people just starting out on their journey. And I think recording it is a great way to do that.
Yeah, I agree. What's one of the biggest challenges you see smaller companies starting out have?
I think that the business owner evolving as the company grows. So, most businesses that I see that are trades businesses struggling to pass the $1 million mark in revenue, the business owner is forced to evolve and learn how to lead people and trust people and recruit people. And as I said earlier, the vast majority are someone who is very good at the trade, very technical, maybe the best in the company where they were working, and then just decided to start their own. They don't know management and finance and all of the pieces that go along with it. So I think you have to keep evolving along the way. And I think that's what stalls out a lot of small business owners.
Yeah. Tell everybody about your business, IssueID. You're a proactive site management solution. Tell everybody about what you do and who your ideal clients are.
Yeah, so we at the landscape company, which we actually just sold it about a month ago. The deal closed, so I'm all in on IssueID now.
Congrats!
Thank you very much. We help landscape maintenance companies inspect their properties and organize their findings in a unique way, and then present them to their customers. So what that looks like is issues could be crew quality control issues, somebody missed weeding a bed, enhancement or upsell opportunities, like they see a dead shrub that they want to work into a plan over a number of years as a maintenance contractor with a customer requests, things that they're asked to monitor or that they see they should monitor, like a tree that's declining. And we map all of those items on a GPS map for the contractor to basically collaborate with the customer and plan these property improvements out over a number of years often. So
it's great. It's amazing what technology can do today to, what you're talking about, help collaborate and just bring, everything together and with such clarity and direction. It's great. It's great. How did you come up with that idea?
So it was a problem I had for the entire, 19 or 20 years that I was a landscaper. I always did maintenance, never dabbled in construction, and keeping track of all of the things that you see on these sites is very difficult. There's
Yeah.
a lot of great landscape softwares, but they just build estimates. You can't really build long-term plans with, there's an order of operations, fix the irrigation before we plant trees, for example. And oftentimes the buying group changes, condo board members change or whatever it may be. So we started doing this on a spreadsheet and on Google Maps with pins and that kind of thing. I met Jason, who I mentioned earlier, and he knew some tech guys, and we were, out having a beer one night and just through our peer group talked to so many landscapers. We all had the same problem. We just said, hey, we've kind of touched on the solution before even building it. Let's make this a real thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it got started.
Love it. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Quick speed round. You ready, Brandon?
Yeah,
a book or a TED Talk or an article that's made a big impact on you.
Good to Great. It's a good book.
Yeah, it's such a good one. Best piece of wisdom you've ever received?
I would say build people before you build systems.
Yeah, that's good. Finish the sentence. One thing everybody can do to tap in and understand the way they learn is?
Sit down and take some thinking time.
Yeah, it's good. Brandon, this was great. I appreciate your time and your story and everything that you built. Think community, a lot of guests that I have on this show and many clients, talk about whether they have, ADHD or dyslexia, and how, maybe they weren't able to excel in school, but yet they're brilliant and they're able to start and build very successful companies. And I think one of the key things that I'm going to extract, and this was kind of said but not said, is know and understand how you learn and then feed yourself that way. I always thought I was a visual learner, and what I learned when I was 30 is that I'm really an auditory learner first before visual, which made sense because I had been listening to audio tapes since I was 18 with a very high retention, and it really has helped me. So learn how you learn, and you can build a business just like Brandon in whatever niche you want to build it in. Brandon, tell everybody how they can connect with you and your ideal client once again.
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. You can find IssueID at issueid.io. And the Beer Garden is on all the podcast channels. So yeah, give us a listen.
Great. Well, Brandon, thanks, man. This was great. I appreciate your time. All the best with everything. Think community. If Brandon can help you, please reach out. And if I can help you, please reach out at jondwoskin.com for any coaching. Brandon, thanks so much. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, John.